Hello there! Welcome back to the Art Channel, the Art History Channel. My name is Mr. J. Nesfasil. I am the high school art teacher for Hillsborough Virtual K through 12. Today's video is going to be on the principles of design. Without further ado, let's get it going. So the most common 7 principles of design are emphasis, balance, contrast, repetition or pattern, proportion or scale, movement, and unity or harmony. These are the 7 most common principles that you'll find. Some textbooks might be different, some classes might be different. Make sure to know the principles of design that are specific to your class, please. But anywhere you look at, it'll be different. Okay? All right, so moving on. The principles describe fundamental ideas about the practice of visual design. These are the rules a designer or artist must follow to create an effective and attractive composition. Knowing the principles of art also helps you to analyze, appreciate, write about, and discuss art. So essentially, when we learned about the elements of art, we learned that the elements are the ground rules, right? The ground rules, the basics, right? When we're talking about the principles of design, we're talking about the rules that build upon those ground rules, right? So we put the elements down flat, then we build upon them with the principles, and that is how we create an effective and attractive artwork or composition. Okay? Let's dive into that a little bit more. So these are your regulations, right? You follow or else, right? Oh no, oh no. Do we think that Van Gogh just painted Starry Night out of thin blue air? No, not at all. Van Gogh used his elements and his principles in order to create the Starry Night. By the way, if you haven't been to it yet, the Dali Museum is showing Van Gogh alive. They've now extended it until June 3rd. If you get a chance to go, I would highly suggest it. All right, so the first of these is emphasis. This deals with the parts of a design that are meant to stand out. In most cases, this means the most important information the design is meant to convey, the subject of the artwork. This is created by contrasting size, positioning within the artwork, color, style, or shape. The focal point should dominate the design with scale and contrast without sacrificing the unity of the entire artwork. Okay, what does that mean? Right? So here we go. Emphasis. On the right, we have the red umbrella that is emphasized amongst all of the black umbrellas. On the left, we have the clear chess piece that is emphasized amongst all of the opaque chess pieces. Emphasis. Nice and easy. Balance. This refers to the use of artistic elements such as line, texture, color, and form in the creation of artworks in a way that renders visual stability. Do both parts of the artwork look equal, right? Because if we have one side of the artwork that's totally dominating the entire artwork, and then this little thing over here, that's like not a lot, right? That's crazy. It doesn't look really that great, right? Visual weight balances around an artwork's axis, right? So if we split the artwork right down the middle and we spin it around the axis, right? Or if we split the artwork straight down the middle line and we spin it around that axis, right? 3 types of balance. There are three types of balance: asymmetrical, symmetrical, and radial. And I'll go over these here now. So symmetric balance is when the artwork is the same on both sides, the exact same. If you can split it down the middle and it is the exact same on both sides, that is symmetrically balanced. If it is different on both sides, right, that is asymmetrically balanced, right? If we split it down the middle and it is different on both sides, it's asymmetrical balance. When we have balance that comes from the middle and does kind of this spiral kind of thing that goes outwards in a circular motion, we can always tell that that's radial balance. And radial balance will look like symmetric balance, but it'll be in a circle, right? That's pretty much how you tell that. Then we have contrast. Contrast refers to how different objects and subjects are in a design. particularly adjacent objects and subjects. For example, light and dark colors, smooth and rough textures, large and small shapes. Right? So we want the things that are right next to each other, even though they might be the same thing, we want them to be slightly different. Okay? This can be used to create variety, visual interest, and drama within an artwork. Contrast. On the left, we have the complementary colors contrasting each other. Contrast on the right, we have black and white contrasting each other. Repetition and pattern. This is the use of two or more like elements, colors, shapes, forms, etc., within a composition or artwork. This is a systematic arrangement of repeated shapes or forms. Examples of these are as shown, right? We have M.C. Escher on the left. M.C. Escher is widely known for his repetitive patterns. Let me put it that way. And so is Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol is known for the exact same thing. Although Andy Warhol's, a lot of his artworks went beyond just the repetitive patterns, M.C. Escher's kind of remained the repetitive patterns, but he still has some artworks that are outside as well. Then we have proportion and scale. This refers to the dimensions of a composition and relationships between height, width, and depth of objects within that artwork. How it is used will affect how realistic or stylized something seems, and we'll see examples of this in a second. This describes how the sizes of different parts of a piece of art relate to each other. So now remember that second one. How it is used, how your proportion and scale is used, will affect how realistic or stylized something seems within an artwork. Look at the photo on the right. Right? This is an image of an artwork. Look at how big the little chick is compared to the farmer that is standing in front of him. This is obviously stylized. Whereas on the left, we see perfect human proportions of the human head. Everybody's head is like this. Everybody's head looks different than this, but everybody's head has these same proportions. This is how you begin to draw human figures. Movement. Movement is used to create the impression of action or motion within a work of art that is stationary. The path the viewer's eye takes through the work of art, often to focal areas. Ways to create it within an artwork include directional brushwork, such as Van Gogh's Starry Night, contrasting smooth and impasto texture. Impasto texture is when it'd be like Van Gogh's painting, right? Where you're using really thick paint and you're just kind of putting it right down on the canvas and you're done with it and you're just leaving it. Using rhythmic, repeating elements and contrasting warm and cool colors. So again, right, we have contrasting warm and cool colors. If you don't want to stare at the image on the left, that is perfectly fine, because if you do stare at it, it looks like it continues to stay in motion, right? And then we have, of course, the doggy shaking off the water on the right. Unity and harmony. This gives an artwork the sense of cohesion or coherence. This is the wholeness or completeness within a picture. It is used by artists to tie a composition or artwork together and help the composition or artwork make sense as a whole piece of art, right? Without unity and harmony, we would just kind of have a canvas with things all over it that don't really make sense or go together, right? Just sporadically all over the place. So when you have unity and harmony, the artwork is somewhat tied together, right? We have Magritte on the left and an unknown image on the right. So there we have our basic principles, our 7 most common principles of design. Thank you for watching. Please, if you ever do have any questions, students, you know how to get a hold of me. It's Mr. J. Nesfasil. I'm the high school art teacher at Hillsborough Virtual K through 12. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.